So first off, I would like to preface this video by saying I'm sorry if I sound sick and congested. That's because I am, and there's nothing more that I can do about it. So I apologize in advance. In this day and age, everything's done online. Things are shown through cameras and posted onto the internet for everyone to see. So I decided that my presentation should be done the same as many people have done in 2017. There are many things that I would like to touch on and note throughout this video, so I apologize if it's a lot, just bear with me here. And before I go any further, I would like to note that Casey Neistat was a huge inspiration for this style of movie making. I really like how he does his different YouTube videos here, his style of cinematography and filmmaking, and so I'm kind of basing this video off of the way he does his style. From a very young age, technology has had an impact on my life. It started with the making of the Nintendo, from the original DS to the DS Lite, then an upgrade from the DSi to the XL. These three were the beginnings of my technological life. In between the DS Lite and the DSi XL came the iMac. My mom is a teacher, and she used her points from book orders to get us an iMac. This was the first Apple product I've ever had inside my life, and my sister and I both ate this up. I was 11 during the makings of these videos, and my sister was about 9-ish or so, and these were like the highlight of our young lives. We literally came home from school and just jumped right into the living room and started recording things because we thought we were like so good at making movies.
You're watching the Ashley and Ashton show, not the Ashlyn and Ashley show. Oh. Today, we're going to listen to Better Than Revenge by Taylor Swift. Oh yeah, my favorite song. Hallelujah. Let's
Stand
hear it.
in the corner and think about what you did.
Next came the iPod Nano, 4th generation is what I had. I believe it was around 6th grade when my grandparents got me one. I was actually having a birthday party over at Chuck E. Cheese when they gifted it to me, and I went mad. I don't have any of the recordings from actually in Chuck E. Cheese, but I ran around the entire building recording my friends like doing different things. It was a blast. And I adored that small piece. It was so tiny. It was like this big. I'm sure I'll have it on the screen if I still have it. I actually think I might have sold it, but it was like so tiny and the video quality was so bad. Like now we all record in 4K, but that video quality was so poor, but I still ate it up because I could actually take the love that I had for filmmaking at the young age using my iMac and take it out of my living room and actually do something with it. So the only clip that I was able to recover was one when I was at, I believe it was Jack in the Box with my like boyfriend at the time. So enjoy that one.
Yay, look at you.
You're gonna fill up my memory stuff.
You're so cute.
Your finger's in the middle of the camera.
You're so
Oh,
cute.
whoops.
You're cute.
How do I... After the iPod Nano came the iPod itself. The 4th generation is what I have. Again, my grandparents gifted it to me. I believe this was around, I want to say I was about 12 or 13 because it was around 7th to 8th grade that I got this. And with the invention of the iPod Nano came the most, I want to say cringiest, but cringy is also like a cringy word, but the most cringiest time of my life. From this dark age, I like to think I grew up and matured a little bit. After this age came many different iPhones. Sadly, I either wrecked them all or sold them after I got the new upgrade to the next one. I only have the iPhone that I have currently, which is the 7 Plus. All of the other ones are either sold or broken or who knows where. And then also computer-wise, my first computer was the MacBook Lite. It was like the 11-inch. I got it Christmas time. Like I want to say 2013 Christmas, and I was so excited because again my love of filmmaking and cinematography and just technology in general was able to grow from like, at the time I think I only had like an iPod and then the Mac inside my living room, so it grew from like this tiny little like bubble that I had to like such a larger bubble because I was able to do so much more on a laptop than I was on a little iPod. But since the Mac Lite came out, I actually upgraded to the MacBook Pro, the new 2017 version, so that's kind of where I'm rocking today. So the two of these here bring me up to the technology that I'm using today. Aside from the camera that I'm using to record this on right now. Thanks to this camera, I'm able to actually further move my love for both photography, cinematography, movie making, film creating, etc. I actually went over to downtown Upland the other day with a friend, and we took some pictures, or I took some pictures rather, so let me just insert a couple of those. And I realized now that I'm actually recording this, it sounds sort of like, I don't know, I feel like it sort of sounds like I'm bragging about the things that I have today, but like, I'm really not trying. I'm trying to give you guys like a description as to what has inspired me to be who I am today, and technology has been such a huge part of my life that I had to add those little snippets in. Anyways, let's continue on to a different aspect that has shaped my life in a large and meaningful way. Alright, so I thought I'd have to give a little bit of a background here before I get into the next aspect, which is traveling. Both my sister and I are extremely blessed. The both of us were born in Russia and adopted by the two people that we have called mom and dad since we've even learned how to speak. Like, that's what we grew up knowing. So not only were we both blessed by simply being taken into such a kind and well-off, loving home, but the family we were brought into also loves to travel, and they shared that love with us. And with their love of traveling, it helped adapt and shaped my love of traveling. I mean, I get that everybody loves to travel, but not everybody gets to go around and do all the things that I've amazingly been able to do. We've been all over the world. We've been to Ireland, London, Rome, Paris, China, Russia, Florida, the Caribbean, Hawaii, Chicago, New York, Boston. Boston is in Chicago? No, Boston is in Massachusetts. We've been to Massachusetts. We've been to parts of Canada, Northern California, Texas. Not sure if I've mentioned that already. We've been a lot of different places. And with all of these places that we visited have come photos, because my mom is this huge scrapbook fanatic. During the summer is usually when she works on her scrapbooks, being she is a teacher, so she has the summers off. But basically what I'm trying to say is she's taken a lot of photographs from over the time of our travels. And all of these photographs have made them into these beautifully well-designed scrapbooks that she's made for us. And on top of all of these amazing locations that we've already been to, we're actually heading back to Europe this summer, and I'm really excited for it. We're going to go to London, New Amsterdam. I'm crazy excited for that. Traveling as a child has really shaped who I am today. Thanks to the fact that I've been able to go and visit so many places as young as I was, it really helped my love of traveling grow. I really do think that my love of traveling and my newfound love for cinematography and photography both go hand in hand, because a lot of people really do have this huge adoration for traveling. You always hear on bucket lists that people want to travel the world and such. It's this huge cloud up here where it's so highly adored by so many people. As I mentioned earlier in this video, Casey Neistat, or even Louis Cole, aka Fun for Louis on YouTube, Louis Cole gets paid to go traveling. That's literally his job. He films himself traveling all over the world. Each week, I believe he's in like a different place. And it's amazing that there are opportunities like that. I would love to be able to do something like that. You literally get paid to go travel and see the world. I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, so of course, let's get back to the line of the story. So with that comes basically the rest of it. And I know basically the rest of it is like this huge group. It seems like it's so much to get into, but each little subcategory that I have for basically the rest of it doesn't really fit in really well, because it's like friends, family, school, etc. And if I were to do friends, then family, then school, it would be this huge long video that really would sort of bore the life out of you. So as I said, there was friends, family, and school. So I like to think that I've always been a really social person, even as like a little kid from where I am today. And I really think that through time, as I grew up, my love for knowing people and getting to know people has only grew bigger. I mean, today I'm sort of at the point where I love meeting new people so much. Like, even when I'm just waiting in line at some store or something, I'll start kind of like chatting with the person behind me. And I also think that starting to work still had a large part of help to do with that, because, I mean, when you're working, you see so many different people come into the shop that you're working at that it's like impossible not to get to know some new people and talk to them while you're helping them out. So back to the social part, as when I was young. I've been playing soccer since I was about 4 years old. And my sister's been playing for almost equally as long. When we played ASO, my dad coached both my sister and myself's teams for somewhere up to like 6 years or something. It was a long time. And because of that, a lot of people know my dad from it. A lot of people even nowadays like message me on like social medias and stuff, or my sister, and they come up to us and say, hey, like, how's Coach Jensen doing? Because that's how everybody knows him as. Again, I'm getting a bit sidetracked here, so I apologize. But I promise it has a purpose. So as I was saying, I've always been really social. Having friends and still balancing family has always gone like hand in hand as two of the most important factors for me. And school has really helped me out with being able to really stay connected with friends, given that we go 7 hours a day, 5 days a week, and we're all legally required to go. So as much as I'll say like, oh, it's such a waste of time, it's so much work, I hate it, it's really kind of helped shape who I am today. And as for family, the fact that my mom is a teacher, which means she gets basically all the same schedules as I do. My dad is retired, my grandparents live right up the street from me. It's really helped me stay really connected with my family. We go to breakfast or dinner like once a week with my grandparents, if not twice. And this is unheard of, I know, for most families, but my family, my sister, my mom, and my dad and I, we all normally have a family dinner if I'm not working or such. But I grew up having family dinners, eating dinner at 6:30, everybody gathering around the table and just chatting about how our days went. Alright, so last little subcategory, I guess, here. So both my mom, as I mentioned, she was a teacher, but my grandma was also a teacher. And growing up around teachers, you sort of get like a first-hand look into what exactly like it takes to become a teacher. And they both have helped shape the fact that I would love to also be a teacher. I love the idea of having the same schedules as the children that I hope to have one day. Because growing up, the only reason that we were able to go on such amazing vacations summer after summer is because of the fact that my mom had the days off with us. She was off over the summer, she was off on weekends, she was always around, and I grew up having her in my life, and that's how it helped get our relationship this close. And I would really like for me to be the same person as my mom was for me to my own children, to have myself be as present for them as she was for me. So, what does my life really mean to me? This question is so intricate, and it could have so many different answers just depending on which perspective you're looking at it from. This question requires such a high advanced level of thinking and explaining, and then by the time you do all of that, at the very end, you really haven't even explained it because of how often that answer can change, because things happen every day to you, and it changes how you look on life, changes your perspective on how you look at life, how you see yourself, how you see the world, really. And because of how intricate this question is and all the things that I mentioned beforehand, that's why I sort of decided to just do 3 little subcategories as to what has really shaped my life and who I am today and how I really see the world. Just kind of give like a backstory as to what's brought me to here, who I am today. Everything that I've spoken about has really molded me and shaped me into being the person that I am. And they all really do mean a lot to me. To answer the question as simply as I can think to, all lives are so precious and valued, and everybody has these different experiences that are going to shape them and give them different views and perspectives on things. Everyone's going to have different experiences on things, and those are all going to shape them into how they would answer this question. Life is filled with so many opportunities and things for people to do. There's so many possibilities out there, and I want to capture as many possibilities and opportunities of those that I possibly can. I think life in general is really too short to just sit around doing one thing and not really experiencing anything. And honestly, I really want to do everything that I can in my life. I want to go traveling, I want to see the world, I want to take photographs, I want to make movies, I want to meet new people, I want to do so many different things, and life is so short for me to do all that. So I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can. I know that really didn't answer the question what my life means to me, but I don't have a better answer for that, as I said, because of how it's so intricate and such an advanced question. But I hope that gave you guys a better perspective as to why I am who I am today and what has brought me to this stage. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the little snippets in between.